Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to this new YouTube video. If you've been through an ACL injury or even just helped someone through one, you know how much of a roller coaster it can be. Strength goals, swelling, PT, appointments, trying to jog again. It's a long road. But today I want to talk about something everyone misses in traditional rehab, something that's just as important as strength and range of motion: neuroplasticity. Now, that word sounds like something only neuroscientists care about, right? But here's the thing: your brain is running the recovery just as much as your quads are. And if we ignore that piece, we leave progress on the table, or worse, get stuck in pain, fear, and hesitation long after the tissues have healed. Alright, first things first: neuroplasticity. This is just a fancy word for your brain's ability to change and adapt throughout life. Think about how babies learn to walk. They fall a million times, but eventually their brain figures out balance, timing, and coordination. Or maybe think about learning to ride a bike. It's awful at first, and then suddenly you don't forget it for 10 years. And that's neuroplasticity in action. The nervous system literally rewiring itself. It's how we learn skills, adapt to new demands, and yes, how we respond after injury. Your brain doesn't have a fixed map of your body. It updates based on what you do, what you experience, and what it perceives as safe or dangerous. When you tear your ACL, you don't just damage a ligament. You literally disrupt the communication between that knee and your brain. The sensors around the joint send less clear information about position, load, and movement, and that's completely normal. So the brain reacts by going into protective mode. It says, we don't trust this knee right now, so let's be careful. And that response is helpful early on, but here is the problem. That protection can stick around long after the ligament is actually healed. It's like having a smoke alarm that goes off every time you make a toast. The brain thinks there's danger when there isn't. And that's why two people at the same stage of tissue healing can feel completely different. One might feel confident and strong, the other might feel unstable, hesitant, or afraid. It's not because their ligament is worse, it's because their nervous system is treating that knee like a threat. Now, this next point is huge and misunderstood. Pain does not equal damage. Pain is a protective output from your brain. The tissue sends signals, but the brain decides whether to produce pain. And that decision is based on context, fear, memory, and perceived threat. That's why someone can have a massive tear on an MRI and no pain, while someone else has normal imaging and lots of pain. Pain doesn't always match tissue damage. In ACL rehab, this means discomfort doesn't always mean you're injuring your knee. Sometimes it means your brain is still on high alert. Most rehab programs focus on strength, range of motion, and functional movement, and those are important, don't get me wrong. But what often gets missed is the confidence and trust your nervous system needs in the actual knee. You can hit every strength metric and still hesitate if your brain doesn't feel safe. The good news is that neuroplasticity works in our favor too. If the brain learned to be protective, it can learn to be confident again through progressive and meaningful exposure. That means graded movement, variability, intention, and celebrating small wins. Every safe repetition tells the brain this is okay, and the brain listens. Here are some signs your nervous system, not your knee, might be limiting your rehab. You've hit strength goals but still hesitate. Pain shows up before movement even begins. Pain changes depending on the situation, or your confidence hasn't caught up to your healing. Those are clues that the brain is still protecting. So here is the bottom line. ACL rehab isn't just about fixing tissue. It's about retraining the nervous system. Pain doesn't always mean damage, fear doesn't always mean fragility, and strength isn't fully usable unless your nervous system trusts it. And if you want to dive deeper into how pain works and why pain doesn't always mean something is broken, check out the video I posted earlier this week. It's all about how your brain creates pain and how to shift that response. If you feel stuck or almost there but not quite, ask yourself, is your brain still protecting that knee? Drop a comment with your experience. Pain, fear, frustration, confusion. I read everyone, and I will help you figure out your next step. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.